Hi, my name's Tim Taylor. I'm the series producer and creator of Teatime. I'm here to talk about our new exciting project called Dig Village.
The friars are the last groups of religious orders to come along, and they're very much a reaction to the wealth of the previous orders.
Yeah.
I mean, St. Francis starts out by thinking that there's not enough attention to the poor, there's not enough attention to living like
And our
Christ
guys
did.
were Franciscans.
Ours were Franciscans, which means
Grey Friars.
Grey Friars. St. Francis of Assisi is the founder.
Yeah.
And so their job is to minister to the public,
Right.
to minister to the population.
Right.
So they're not meant to be wealthy, they're not meant to be separated off, they're not meant to have big estates and big incomes coming in.
I'm trying to get an image in my head of the head guy of this place. Is he dressed in a simple grey? If Victor was drawing,
Grey with a hood,
with a monastic,
with a tonsure.
a tonsure,
With a tonsure, yeah.
very poor sandals.
Well, in our climate, I think big boots and
Boots.
socks.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I mean, all right, sandals are okay in the Mediterranean, but
Yeah.
not very good on the.
And
on
the head
Suffolk
guy
coast.
is
He's a prior.
a prior. Is
prior.
he, seriously strong, big guy,
No,
important
in
or
fact,
humble?
He's probably very humble, and he's probably had a pretty poor diet. These chaps are mendicants, which means that they get their living by begging.
Right.
So you only get them in towns and cities because they rely on the local population giving them food, giving them money, giving them clothes, and actually even providing the buildings for them to live in, which are usually provided by the town council.
And in modern from a modern point of view, you might say, why did they do it? What was the attraction of living this really quite tough, poor life for
Well,
them?
they're trying to live and behave as Christ did.
Okay.
They're living a fairly austere, simple life, and they're ministering to the poor and the sick and all the rest
And
of
that would ultimately save their
it. That
souls.
would solve their souls and the people they're dealing with.
Right. And how many people in here at the height of this?
I haven't looked up the figures, but it's usually a dozen, or perhaps 15, or perhaps 20 at the height of it.
Yeah.
But not a huge number given the size of the establishment.
And you call it a priory?
Technically, they're priories.
And that's not an abbey, it's not a friary, it's what's...
No, it is a friary.
It's a friary.
Look, simple rule. Simple rule.
Yes.
All these places are monasteries.
Right.
Right? The head person of an independent monastery is an abbot or an abbess,
Right.
because they're not answerable to anybody else.
Could be a woman up this neck of the woods, maybe.
There are women.
Yeah.
The next in command is a prior or a prioress.
Right.
So something that's called a priory is dependent on somewhere else.
Right.
Now, with friaries, they're dependent on the local bishop.
Right.
So the local bishop acts as an abbot, and the head of this would have been a prior.
And is this a dependent house on somewhere else we don't?
No, not particularly. Although
Okay.
the prior who ran this, where would he be answering to around here? Possibly, I'm just trying to think of what the local diocese would have been. Probably Norwich, actually.
Yeah.
Although it might even be London. Bear in mind these chaps are poverty-stricken and they're beggars.
Yeah.
If it's a posh building, what it says is the local townspeople value what they're doing,
Right.
and have rebuilt the place in a posh scale.
Okay.
So if you've got flush work, the flint work that Phil likes, the cracked
Yeah.
flint, and if it's got nice ashlar masonry, it'll show that somebody really thinks a lot of these chaps.
If you think of famous ones around this part of the world,
Yeah.
which is there one that people can go and see that would sort of look like?
There are bits of quite a lot of them.
King's Lynn, you mentioned.
King's Lynn has got the middle with the tower
Yeah.
of one left, a very nice brick structure.
Yeah.
The Chichester has the chancel end of one of these. I mean, because they belong to the town, and that the decision come back to the town and then get used for something else, they've got quite a high survival rate.
Right.
I mean, Bristol, for example, had 4, and most of one of them, which I think is a Black Friars, is now the registry office.
Oh, right.
So that's down there in the shopping centre.
And that's continuity of use from
Yeah.
what, 12, 1300
They come in the early 1200s.
to, you know, so that's quite
Present day, yeah.
fantastic.